Welcome to Koper in Slovenia for this FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 qualifier between Slovenia and Finland. These two teams went head-to-head on Friday in what turned out to be a battle to the buzzer. Finland eventually came out with the impressive 10-point win in Espoo as they both fight over a qualification spot to pick up potentially that magnificent trophy, the Basketball World Cup, on show here in the arena in Koper here today. With Slovenia losing on Friday, I'm sure they would love to avenge that today. What a group we have here in Group C. 3 teams with identical records. Sweden, Finland, Slovenia, all 2 wins, 1 loss. Croatia at the moment, surprisingly propping up the table, yet to pick up a win. 0-3 from their first 3. Probably one of the closely contested qualification groups, not just here in Europe, but across the world, as teams across the world look to qualify for the World Cup in Asia next year. This is game day 4, final game here in the second of 3 qualification windows in the first qualifying round. Finland being introduced to the crowd, very impressive on Friday, and to be honest, you don't really expect much less from a team that's been prepared by Coach Detman. However, potentially this may be his last game as the official head coach. Assistant coach Lassi Tuavi has really been running the show for a while now as they're in a transition stage. He looks like he's ready to take over as head coach. In fact, it looks like Coach Detman might not even be here today, so it does look like that Coach Tuavi is in play. Oh no, Coach Detman is there. My mistake. Now for Slovenia, and they will be stinging, they'll be smarting from the loss on Friday in Finland. But it's on them. They failed to take control of the game. They may have entered maybe a little bit overconfident as the recent few months, well, maybe 12 months, if not longer, have been going their way. So Friday might have been a little bit of a wake-up call for them. Prepelic is back in the roster for today's game. He wasn't there on Friday, and do bear in mind that Prepelic is a phenomenal face in Slovenian basketball. I expect a more dominant Slovenian team on the floor today, particularly on their home hardwood. I don't think they'll come with the same mindset as they did in Finland on Friday. It'll be interesting to see which players up their game today and help Slovenia take a step closer to the World Cup in Asia next year. There's Coach Sekulic. I'm sure he's had plenty of debriefing with his coaching staff and his players since that loss. We'll now take a break in commentary to respect the national anthems for both teams. First Finland and then Slovenia.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, stand up for both national anthems. First, national anthem of Finland. Slovenia, sledi himna Slovenije, ki jo bo zapela Samantha Maja.
Živi nasi narodi, ki hrepeni dočakata, da koder sonce hodi, prepiri sveta popregna. Da rojak frost bosak, nevragle so se
Always good to have in-person renditions of the home team's national anthem. Certainly stirs the feelings for the home fans in the stands, and it's great to have so many faces in the bleachers here in Koper. And you have a feeling that they're going to make themselves heard throughout the game today as the coaches shake hands on the halfway. Coach Sekulic himself recovering from an injury. Here are our three officials for today's game: Antonio Conde, Marek Kukulček and Ginteras Machulis from Spain, Slovakia and Lithuania respectively, standing in front of the official game ball here for the qualifiers. Here's your starting five for Finland: Huff, Salin, Valtonen, Madsen and Sipala. A strong starting five. Salin had a phenomenal game, unbelievable performance on Friday, was absolutely unconscious from range, ended up with 25 points to his name. And Coach Detman moving towards a more development phase of his career now as he oversees the development of future Finnish coaches and starts to move away from being the figurehead of the senior men's national team. As we look at Slovenian starting five: Rupnik, Muric, Toby, Blazic and Dragic. Five very, very familiar faces. We have Prepelic, Hrovat, Dimets. Probably the main threats coming off the bench for Coach Sekulic. And as I said, picking up an injury himself, recovering for it, but was lucky enough to see how he built the culture around the team in the Olympic qualifiers in the summer in Kaunas, in the same team hotel as them. And I know how much he would love to help his team get to the top step of the podium in Asia next year and lift that absolutely magnificent, almost entrancing trophy that is the Basketball World Cup. Absolutely beautiful trophy that all of these players dream one day of representing their country and lifting the trophy. There's Klemen Prepelic, didn't play in Friday's game. Be interesting to see what part he plays today. Very, very influential for the team. The president of Slovenia, Zoran Pahor, is in attendance with the flag beautifully next to him as well. Both teams now entering the final stages of their warm-ups. Mike Toby made his debut in the summer of the Olympic qualifying tournament for Slovenia, and many would think this is one of the missing pieces that Slovenia needed, and by the results that you saw in Tokyo, then picking up fourth place, maybe that's the case. He is a true big. He's come in and done a great job for them and really fitted into their system perfectly. Obviously teammates with Prepelic at Valencia. And we are seeing a bumper crowd coming in to see their team take to the floor. Not the Slovenian players needed it, but that will add to the motivation as we see the Tissot countdown to tip-off tick past the 1 minute to play. We'll see if we can head into these huddles, hear what the final coaching words are from either coaching staff. See if we're able to get a mic in there. It's always good to hear what's being said. Not sure we're going to get one in for this huddle though. We do have a mic in the Finnish huddle. Let's hear what the coaches are saying. Great to see some Finnish fans in the crowd as well, whether they're locally based here in Slovenia or they've made the trip across. We see some fist bumps from the players, that's good as well. Moments away from the opening tip here. Just a reminder, if you want to stay on top of all of the World Cup action as it progresses through these qualifiers, do download the official World Cup app. It's available on iOS and Android, and it truly is the perfect companion to these wonderful games that we're seeing here. Nations going toe-to-toe. If you want to get all the latest news and some features and interviews and video highlights and real-time stats, that's the place to go. Get it onto your devices now. And we're underway here in Koper first possession is going to fall to the favour of the home team, Slovenia. This is a World Cup qualifier game day 4. As these two teams on matching records go head-to-head against one another. As they look to find a way to secure a spot at the World Cup in Asia next year. Blazic now finds Dragic in the low post. He looks to pack his way to the basket straight away. Good defense put up by Valtonen though. Sepala. Nice backdoor cut. Salin has the door closed on him though. The weak side rotation from Slovenia was quick and effective. Dragic feeds Toby in the low post now. Huff's going to get called for the foul. That's interesting whether Huff isn't happy with the mismatch with Toby that low down. Like a relatively intentional foul from Sean Huff. How will they deal with Mike Toby then? Are they going to double across on him, or how is the defense for Finland going to work that one out? Blazic now gets the double team. Rupnik inside. There's Toby. Easy score for him, and that's the first score of the game. Sepala. Sepala for 3, hits the big 3. And that's the warning shot for Slovenia. It's not the, they didn't take the warning on Friday as Sasu Salin just absolutely shot the lights out and the rest of his team joined in. That's really the key to the win on Friday for Finland. Blazic floats inside, man, he got some air. Can't get the score though. Almost a travelling violation. Pass inside, Huff wide open, gets the easy score. Finland out to an early 3-point lead, just over 90 seconds gone here. Dragic now. Oh, nice quick first step. Nice use of the arm as well to create the space. The pass isn't great though, but the shot goes up inadvertently but misses. Huff will come back the other way. Salin hands it off to Valtonen. Strong move inside, foul from behind by Muric. He's not happy with Dragic. A little bit of friction between the two there. Yeah, easy call for the officials as Muric either gave him the 2 or had to foul him from behind. First foul on Muric, first team foul of the quarter for Slovenia as well. Valtonen hits the first of his 2, averaging just shy of 9 points and a little over 6 rebounds a game. Elias Valtonen starting to really come into his own, just 22 years of age, but already a starter for the Finnish team. They now drop into a 2-2-1 slightly loose zone press and then fall into what looks like a 2-3 zone, or is it a matchup? No, they're matching up in man. Blazic now has the door closed on him. Toby flashes to the basket. Passes slightly off target to Muric. He fades. That's an ugly looking shot, just way too much on it. Slovenia offensively not looking good so far. Just 2 points in the first 2.5 minutes. Sepala now moves it to Salin for 3. Oh, he picks up where he left off. Sasu Salin. His shooting is almost as bright as his shoes. Maybe they are now his lucky shoes. If he keeps shooting that way, I wouldn't be surprised if he wears them for quite a few games. Rupnik to Dragic. Inside to Toby. Toby. Oh, and he throws it down with one hand, and Toby is going to be a problem for Finland today. As I said, some consider him to be the missing piece of the puzzle for Slovenian basketball in the summer. Does help when you have Luka Doncic on your team though. Sepala for 3, no good. Rebound from Madsen, has it knocked away. Let's see where the foul is. Wait to see actually where the call goes. Dragic is called for the foul. He's not happy with the call. Yeah, it's the right call. Pulls on the wrist of Madsen, and Madsen comes down and almost slaps Muric in the face on that one. Long inbound pass. Muric almost picks up his second foul. Sepala to Huff. Inside. Nice pass. Madsen with the easy score. And just like that, Finland are out to an 8-point lead. They just seem to be the more cohesive team at the moment. Blazic for three. Too heavy. Rebound batted away. And Huff comes up with it. 3-on-1 break. Salin for three. Too heavy. And everything is going the way of Finland right now. A right smile on the face of Ilari Sepala. And no real surprises. He catches the air ball and turns it into almost an alley-oop pass from Salin. Here's the pass inside on the previous play to Madsen for the score. And timeout's been called by Coach Sekulic as his team trail by 10 with only 4 minutes gone. Let's jump into the huddles and hear what they have to say.
Mike, you can't sleep, and it's nothing here. Hey, let's
Good to see the young fans enjoying the game as well. Future national team superstars, there's no two ways about that. Inspiring the next generation of ballers to take to the hardwood. It's great to see. It's what we've missed through the pandemic. Those young faces just taking pure joy out of the sport that we all love. Finland up by 10, 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter, and the Finnish will be unbelievably happy with the start to the game. Almost feels like they picked up where they left off on Friday in Espoo in Finland. Baseline drive to Blazic. Muric looked like he may have drawn contact. He's not happy with the officials' no call, but Finland come back the other way. Sepala for three, no good, too heavy. Rebound pulled down by Rupnik. Rupnik trying to find space to penetrate, but the Finnish defense worked so well as a unit. Toby now hands it inside. That's better play from Slovenia. More intricate, team-focused offense. Good ball movement. Good cuts to the basket. Salin drives inside. Huff wide open for three. Not this time. Blazic pulls down the rebound for Slovenia. Rupnik inside to Toby. Toby takes advantage of the early release. Muric grabs the rebound, but he can't score either. Salin will bring it back the other way for Finland in a high-paced, high-tempoed game. Both teams wanting to move it fast. Salin wide open for three. Hits another. That's two already for Sasu Salin. Phenomenal. The vet getting it done yet again. I wonder if he can top his 25-point haul that he picked up on Friday. Muric for three. Comes up short. Toby finds the rebound. Slovenia will go again. Pass inside to Toby. He floats inside, gets the score, and at the moment Mike Toby is the only one firing for Slovenia. He's up to 6 points personal. Muric, the only other player to have scored for Slovenia in this first quarter so far. Salin not happy with the contact, but the officials are being consistent, to be fair. Valtonen moves it to Huff for three and nails another three. Finland are absolutely deadly from range. Yet again, their lead now to 12. A game-high lead as Huff moves up to 5 points. And the foul is going to be called. Valtonen will get called for that foul. What a start to the game for Finland. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, plenty of body contact. As we see, the catch and shoot for Huff from the wing. The Finland once again just impress with their perimeter shooting. As we see Eric Murphy come into the game. Slovenia will also make the change. In comes Samar, the 21-year-old, replacing Rupnik, I think. Prepelic has also come into the game. Interesting to see how his presence changes things for Slovenia. Toby, no good with that shot. Rebound being fought over by, I think, 3 Finnish players in the end. Valtonen now feeds Murphy in the low post. Looking for the cut from Wilson. Foul's going to be called on Samar. Giga Samar picking up his first foul. And through the Real Madrid junior program. I think that's pretty good at helping Slovenian players become world class, if I remember rightly. Inside, nice pass, but the miss from Valtonen. Good defense by Prepelic, and Slovenian team is spending a fair bit of time moaning at the officials. Prepelic splits the defense, drives inside, draws the foul, can't get the score. But Prepelic will head to the line for free throws. As we see Prepelic do a great job on splitting the defense. Came to hedge on him, and he just capitalized on the space. Coach Detman can't be too unhappy with what he's seen so far. Both ends of the floor working well for Finland. Only criticism potentially, and this is being a bit of a stickler, maybe too reliant on the 3 at the moment. If that dries up, what is the second string for Finland? Prepelic hits both his free throws. He was 88% prior to tonight's game. He certainly was a miss on Friday for Slovenia. He scored 30 against Sweden in their previous game, alongside 8 assists as well. Inside, easy score. Antonen gets the score from the strong pass, the well-weighted pass. Prepelic for 3. That one's short. Muric is going to get called for the foul. I think the officials say there was a push. Muric's second foul, I think. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, ever so slightly, yeah, maybe the forearm. Bit of a cheap one, though, as we see Dragic and Toby head out, and Dimec and Hrovat come into the game for Slovenia. Finland lead, still at 12. 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter. Salin going up against Hrovat. Good defense knocked away, but even tougher play from Antonen. Just throws himself on the floor to try to recover the possession. It's knocked away. Good hands by Dimec. Without even a second thought. 21-year-old is all over the floor. And on the jump ball, Finland will take possession back. Wilson, hesitation. And the shot clock will expire. Wilson not with the heads up there. Didn't see that the shot clock was expiring. Cheeky play there from Giga Samar, putting his foot on top of Wilson, so when he pushes away, Wilson can't follow him. Prepelic now at the top. He's got the mismatch he wants, drives to the bucket, draws another foul, and you have a feeling that for Slovenia, they are going to have to lean heavily on Klemen Prepelic here today. He's just that aggressive type of offensive player that they were lacking on Friday and have been lacking in the opening stages of this game. Eric Murphy picks up his first foul. Palami comes into the game. Salin heads to the bench. Slovenia will make a change as well as Muric comes out and Matsura comes in. Prepelic hits the first of his 2 of this trip. 3 from 3 so far today for Klemen Prepelic from the free throw line. His only points of the game so far. With an underlining on so far, I think. Slovenia are applying a little bit more pressure in the full court now, particularly on the ball with Wilson being harassed by Samar. Nice pass inside. Huff with a 2-handed flush. Finland now have doubled Slovenia's score, out to a 12-point lead again. Prepelic is going to draw the foul off Palami.
Personal foul, Tobias Palami first.
There's the uncontested dunk for Sean Huff. Klemen Prepelic will head to the free throw line as Finland are in the penalty, and this is what he can do to teams. He really can. It's a war of attrition when you play against a player like Klemen Prepelic. He tries to find your weak points and absolutely attacks them, either getting the score or drawing the foul. Never seen a man warm up for a game like Klemen Prepelic either. He's like a machine. He's like the Terminator on the floor. His warm-up is more intensive than many players' entire games are. Palami now. Wilson. Change of direction, pulls up for the short 2 and gets it to go. Jamar Wilson, another one of the veteran players for Finland. They do have a wonderful balance between veterans and youngsters in this roster. Out to the corner, wide open, no good. And Slovenia do need to find some form from outside if they're going to pick up the win here today. Without some good, consistent three-point shooting, it will be a tough ask. Jantanen comes back out, Palami now. Pulls up just inside the three-point line for the jumper, no good. Rebound pulled down, this time by Matsura. Long 3, no good. Dimets with the rebound and powers his way to the basket for 2. About a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, so Slovenia potentially will have another shot before the end of the first quarter. 6 left for Wilson to work with. Kicks it to the corner, wide open, Jantanen, no good. Prepelic picks it up, he's got 5 seconds now. What will he do? Logo 3 for Klemen Prepelic. Oh, way off the target. And that will be the end of the first quarter. And the game continues in the same vein as the game in Finland did, as we see both Muric and Sekulic having a conversation with the officials. But at the end of the first quarter, it's Slovenia 16, Finland 26. Here are the shooting stats from that first quarter. 44% from outside for Finland, and yet to register a three-pointer Slovenia from 6 attempts. Expect plenty of change in this game. Here are the best plays of that first quarter. And as per the meeting on Friday, Finland have had the better of the first quarter of action. They lead by 10 at the quarter break. Plenty of credit to go to Sean Huff. He's up to 7 points alongside 4 rebounds already. Salin is back to his old tricks, 2 from 3 from outside for his 6 points. As for Slovenia, the return of Klemen Prepelic has certainly made a difference already. He scored 6 of their 16. He's also got 2 rebounds. And he's also got to the free throw line for 6 free throw attempts. All his points coming from the charity stripe. Mike Toby also going to work down low. He's got 6 points and a rebound to his name. But Finland continue to control the game. And for these two teams here, it's an interesting one as we're in the fourth game of 6 here in the first qualification window. However, whichever team wins today, if Sweden beat Croatia later today, then the team that wins here today will have secured their progression to the second qualification round. There's a QR code on the screen if you want to download the FIBA World Cup app. It really is a great companion to follow along with the game. So please do get your phones out now and get that one downloaded. Second quarter action underway here in Koper as Slovenia take on Finland in a FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 qualifier. Prepelic goes inside. That's a tough shot. Doesn't get the score. The double team does its job wisely. At the end of the first quarter, Finland hold a 10-point lead on the road. Little into the action for Finland, almost spills it on that possession. Murphy now, Alex Murphy inside, doesn't get the score. The lane opened up for him, just blew his lines at the end. Samar, no good. Dimec working hard as ever in the paint, trying to secure the glass. Palami now, trying to go past Prepelic. It's not an easy task. It's off the side of the backboard, unbelievably falls back to him. Travelling violation called on Miro Little. Just picked that back foot up before the ball had hit the ground. Almost an automatic whistle blow for the officials, that one. Interesting battle between Little, 17 years old, and Samar, 21. Prepelic long two, gets it to go. And one for Klemen Prepelic. Brings Slovenia to within 7. Can reduce it to 6. Comes round the Dimec screen. Draws the contact from Salin, gets the score, and you see the face from Sasu Salin. Prepelic is not a player that you score, that you foul when he's in his jump shot. Salin's first foul. And will that trigger a resurgence for the Slovenian team here in the second quarter? Finland's lead trimmed down to 6 now. Prepelic already on double digits. Do bear in mind that's off the bench. Samar drives inside, kicks it out, wide open on the wing, no good. Dimec pulls the rebound down. Dimec is fighting hard. Little's going to get called for the foul. Not necessarily a bad foul from Miro Little. He certainly doesn't want to be left playing post defense against Žiga Dimec. The mountain that is Dimec. Finland's leading scorer Huff back into the action as Palami takes a seat on the bench. Shot's no good. From Zura, and a foul is called on Dimec at the other end. Alex Murphy is on the wrong end of some defensive attention from Dimec. And I think for Žiga Dimec, that's a subtle foul on his kind of spectrum of fouls. Murphy at the free throw line for 2 as we see Muric come back into the game. Slovenian captain back to the floor, really an emotional leader for the Slovenian team. Murphy hits the first of his 2, scored 10 points against Slovenia on Friday off the bench, came in and absolutely contributed, provided some real stability in some of the clutch times of the game. Second is good to go. Finland back out to an 8-point lead. And you just feel that this game is going to to and fro for the full 40 minutes. It's one of those where you strap yourself in and just enjoy the roller coaster, particularly if you're a neutral. If you're a fan of either team, it's a slightly more nervous game to watch. Prepelic for 3, no good. Rebound pulled down by Samar. Fouls on the floor, though. The official's very clear on that one. That's good hustle, though, on the offensive glass. It'll be a sideline possession for Slovenia. Yeah, a game that the neutral can thoroughly enjoy. 2 great teams on show. Whilst for Slovenian and Finnish fans, it's a slightly more tense affair, I have a feeling, over the next hour and a half. Just waiting for the sweat to be cleared off the floor, and then we're good to go. Prepelic gives it to Samar. Samar looking to go inside. Little's going to pick up another foul. That's his second. Third personal foul on Miro Little. That's going to surely send him to the bench and maybe mess a little with Coach Detman's rotations. Back into the action comes Sipala. Quick conversation with Little. Offensive foul is going to be called on Dimets as he just slaps down his arm to get rid of Murphy. Dimets' second foul. That little shoulder drop's okay. It's that one that's not, though. Just whacking away the arm. Officials won't let that one ride. If he swung the ball through to clear it through, he'd have been okay, but just taking his non-ball carrying hand off and just whacking away the defender's not going to lean. Salim, it's a three, that's his third of the night. It's like special teams, Sasu Salim. You bring him into the game and he just steps up, jacks the three and nails it. Toby now, Muric. Draws contact, drives to the basket, misses the layup, and Erdu Muric is struggling again tonight. Looks like Zoran Dragic is going to come back into the game. One of the better players on Friday night. Great defense by Murphy, chasing out the shooter on the three. As you see the reaction from Dragic. There is a player that just gives everything. Rare that you see a smile on Zoran Dragic's face. Just pure intensity personified. Finland's lead is at 11. And the bench technical foul has been given against Slovenia. I'm not sure who that was against. Salim will make them pay for it, though, and scores the extra point, much to the joy of the travelling Finnish fans. Had the joy of Helsinki for Eurobasket 2017, and the Finnish crowd were unreal from start to finish. No pun intended. Strong drive to the basket. It's knocked away, but Finland will hold on to possession. And that's a nice move from Jantanen. A lane opens up. There's nothing to lose. You've got to try and punish them. Toby left slightly static. Manages to knock it away in the end, though. Still plenty of time for Finland to work with as well. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Huff receives the inbound. He'll hand it back to Sipala. Sipala now back to Huff. Technical foul is going to be called on Prepelic for the flop. I think the officials have had enough of the Slovenians moaning at them. And they're tightening some of their calls up now. Let's have a look at this call as Sipala goes inside. Sipala definitely contacts him. I'm not sure it's anywhere near enough to knock someone like Prepelic over. As Blazic will come into the game. Prepelic will head to the bench. And the Slovenian fans are letting the officials know what they think of the call. Salim misses the free throw, much to the joy of the home support. Valtonen's come into the game for Jantanen. Sideline possession now for Finland. Sipala hands it off to Murphy. Knocked away by Toby. That's a smart play by the big. Dragic now uses the screen, tries to get around Murphy. Murphy lucky not to get called for a foul. Blazic kicks it out to Dragic for three, comes up short. Quite a flat trajectory from Zoran Dragic. Salin for three, not this time. The defense was much better. Aggressively chasing Sasu Salin off the line. Samar. Shot clock at 11. Toby now dumps it inside. Smart play, great play in fact by Slovenia. That seems to be working. Toby coming up to the free throw line, drags the defense up. Then you've got a wing back cutting down into the low post. Seems to be able to find space. Sepala for three. Not the prettiest of shots. Blazic now out in transition. Officials are not sure which way to point for this one. Let's see what they come up with. I think it's going to be a Slovenian ball. Let's have a look at the replay. Blazic brings it up. Not sure if Murphy's hand hit it or not. Yeah, it looks like it did, to be fair. Looked like Murphy knocked it away, so it should be Slovenian ball. Rupnik will come back into the game for Slovenia as Samar heads to the bench. Oh, a bad stint on the floor by the 21-year-old. Finland now lead by 10. 5:56 left here in the second quarter. Nice competition really developing between Slovenia and Finland. Not naturally rivals, but these couple of games have been close physical affairs. Dragic brings it back, catch and shoot for Muric. He pulled at that one, but he gets it to drop. Captain Muric coming in and getting the job done. Trims Finland's lead to 7. Single digits always feels better somehow. Almost stolen away. Sepala goes inside off the glass, gets the score. Takes a few of the decibels off the crowd here in the arena. Dragic now turns the corner. Left-hand float, no good to Toby it is. Not this time. Huff tries to pull the rebound down. It's a little bit sketchy at the moment in the paint. Kicks it out. Huff doesn't take the shot. Sepala for three. No good. Off right. Almost clipped the backboard on the way through. Dragic. Reverse layup is good to go for Zoran Dragic. And Slovenia in full flow is certainly a thing of beauty. When they get out and run in transition, they move so well as a team. Huff now hands it off. Salin baseline drive, kicks it out. Sepala for three again. Again off target. And this is what I was talking about. Finland heavily relying on that three-point shot. What happens when it dries up? It seems to have dried up a little bit for them now. Rupnik skips it. Muric, three, not this time. Toby fighting for another rebound. He's almost on his own in there. Let's see what the call is. Toby waiting for someone to help him up. His teammates have just left him on the floor in the end. Salin, who was on the floor with him, will help him up. And you can see Sasu Salin, anyone on the floor with those sneaks. Finland ball now, they lead by 7. Slovenia have struggled to really get back into this one. Wilson now hands it off to Jandonen. Foul's been called. Second foul on Zoran Dragic. Just across the wrist, official right there. And both teams now in the penalty. Quite early in this quarter, still over 4 minutes to play, so there may be some free throws coming our way. Valtonen no good. Oh, and a tip by Jandonen. He's good to go. Two youngsters combining to get the job done for Finland. Almost stolen away. Blazic will gather possession. Blazic is fouled on his way to the basket. As Madsen just grabs onto the arm of Blazic. In fact, I'd say it might even be the weak hand that's the problem. It was almost a hip check on the weak hand. Madsen's first foul. Blazic will head to the line for free throws. And his free throw woes continue, just shooting 69% from the free throw line in the 3 qualifiers he's had so far. Averaging 18 points and over 7 rebounds a game, Jakub Blazic. Wilson now brings it up over the half for Finland. Jandonen hands it back to Wilson. Nice skip pass to the corner, Salin. Little dribble, one dribble to the side, and nothing but the bottom of the bucket for Sasu Salin. Look at the smile on his face. That's near unguardable right now, the way Salin's been playing in these 2 games. Toby knocked to the floor, no call. Hands it off, they'll come back out. Salin doesn't take the 3. To the corner. Jandonen going to work. Hands it off to Wilson to get the score. And once again, the Finland lead. He's back out to 13, and coach Sekulic has seen enough. Nice spin line along the baseline. Wilson making a perfectly timed cut, and you see the fist pumps from Jamal Wilson. Needs to be saying a big thank you to Mikael Jandonen. Slovenia forced into another timeout. They're just struggling to break the back of this Finnish lead. Let's hear what coach Sekulic has to say.
We have to, hey, stop complaining to the refs. Leave them out, Rupa. Hey, don't complain, you understand? Play well. Pick it up. Show, we switch, but you show. And we switch, you understand? We are switching, pick it up. That's big, that's showing to switch, you understand?
Zoki, ti greš na pleja.
Switch je, center moj skočen, pa ti isto, okej? Hej, slušaj, u napad, idemo pravi napad, čin flip, dvojno,
You have to like that timeout from coach Sekulic. The main message is stop complaining to the officials. Slovenia too fixated on what the officials are doing rather than what they're doing themselves. And you listen to anyone that talks about elite performance and they talk about accountability. What's happening on the floor is down to what you're doing, not what the officials are doing. Once they accept that, usually you can kind of transcend above it and your performance will improve very, very quickly. Prepelic back on the floor now for Slovenia. Dragic, oh, nice little pass fake. Created all the space in the world for him as Madsen fell for the little fake. And left open the baseline pivot for Dragic to exploit. Wilson looking to go past Dragic, hands it off. Out now. And that's a strong shot by Valtonen. This is unreal. Finland's shooting continues to be phenomenal. You have to give a little credit, though, to the poor defense from Slovenia. Several players giving up on their assignments there. Blazic really not chasing, and that was the start of a disintegration in the Slovenian defense. Toby's fouled down low, so he'll head to the free throw line. Salin called for the foul. Yep, easy call for the officials. Second foul on Sasu Salin. He'll head to the bench. They'll want to protect him. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see him for the final 1 minute 53 of this first half. Don't want him picking up a third foul. He's too important to them on the offensive end. Toby hits the first of his 2. the second is no good. It's knocked away by Blazic. He continues to moan at the officials. But it will be a Finland ball on the baseline. Mike Toby up to 9 points now, 4 from 8 from the field, alongside 2 rebounds and 2 assists. Wilson almost wrestling against Blazic as he advances the ball. Madsen hands it back. Finland certainly patient offensively. Quick first step from Wilson, and Blazic caught sleeping. Defensively, Jakub Blazic is just not on point today at all. 2 or 3 plays we've seen where he's just turned off, his brain's gone to sleep in the most critical moments, and Slovenia are starting to fall apart as the Finland lead is now at a game-high 15 points. Palami goes to the low post to Jandonen. He hands it off. The shot's no good. Dragic is called for the foul as Palami hits the floor. We'll head to the free throw line for 3 free throws. Dragic's 3rd foul as well. That's problematic for coach Sekulic. As Gregor Hrovat will come in. That's the right call. Palami is straight up and down. He's not flicking his feet out. It's Dragic that's moved forward and made contact as we see Wilson head to the bench. Sepala into his place. And the second is good. Palami hasn't shot many free throws in these qualifiers so far, but he was 100% prior to today's game. And he hits 3 from 3 at that trip. Finland's lead now out to unbelievably 18. Sepala now, making sure that the offense is in the right place for him. Valtonen trying to shake Toby. Toby stays with him, loses his footing. Shot clock down to 2. Shot goes up. Sepala no good. Rebound pulled down by Madsen though. And Finland will slow things down as we enter the final 30 seconds of the first half. And from the wing, the corner 3 is good for Jandonen. Jandonen just ice cold. And Finland are absolutely dominating Slovenia right now. They lead this game by 21 with only 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Blazic doesn't get the score. We'll head to the free throw line for shots though, Jakub Blazic. And it's going to take a serious half-time talk from coach Sekulic to turn this one around. Second foul on Valtonen. Samar comes into the game. Salin comes into the game as well. Interesting to see him come back in. I presume they're thinking he's their best chance of hitting a long-range shot with 4.8 seconds to play. There's a close-up on Muric. Blazic at the line for 2 free throws. This is the first of his 2. This is the second as well. Follows his own shot though. Rebounds pulled down by Muric. Gets it away in time, but it's up short. And that is a tough half for you Slovenian fans to watch. You've been thoroughly outplayed by Finland in the first 20 minutes. Finland continue to combine their veterans and their youngsters to create some impressive basketball at the half-time point here in Koper. It's Slovenia 31, Finland 52.
7 points for Toby. For Finland, 13, Salin, 7, Simba and Cup.
Here is shooting stats from that first half, and Finland scoring 8 3-pointers out of 18. Sasu Salin doing a lot of the damage. Slovenia struggling all over the floor. Percentages way too low to come away with a win. Finland continuing to do a great job looking after the ball, rebounding hard, playing some good team basketball. Their top scorer again is Sasu Salin. He has 13. Jantanen and Huff both on 7. Prepelic has 10 for Slovenia, leading them offensively at the moment. Well, I'm not sure anyone would have predicted a first half like that as we look through some of the top plays of that first half of action. Finland have come in to Slovenia's home floor and dominated them really from the opening tip-off through to the half-time buzzer. They've led for the majority of the game. Salin is leading them offensively. He's 4 from 6 from distance, 13 points, 2 rebounds and an assist to his name. No other player for Finland in double digits. Sepala is on 7, as is Huff and Jantanen. As for Slovenia, Prepelic has really stepped up. Didn't play in Friday's game, but he's up to 10 points, 7 of which have come from the free throw line. He also has 2 rebounds to his name. Just behind him is Mike Toby. He's got 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But at the moment, Slovenia are struggling. Their efficiency is just so low offensively. Prepelic, for example, is 1 from 6 from the field, which is almost unheard of. Slovenia, usually one of the higher efficiency scoring teams. But they have struggled, much to the enjoyment of the travelling Finnish fans. They've enjoyed what they've seen from Salin. You can see the wry smile on his face. He's certainly enjoying his game at the moment. Finland playing some wonderful team basketball. And as we see, a wonderful slow-mo replay of another Salin 3 dropping through. Toby's doing what he can in the low paint for Slovenia, but at the moment it's not been enough. And remember, this is game 4. Both of these teams sit on the same record at the moment. 2 wins, 1 loss. The winner of this game potentially can secure their spot in the second qualifying round if Sweden beat Croatia tonight. At the moment, it looks like it might be Finland that could move to the top of the table here. But at the halfway stage, it's Slovenia 31, Finland 52. We'll be back with the second half action very shortly.
Who will you become when the moment arrives and you're carrying the expectations of an entire nation, representing your people and their dreams, the colorful faces in the streets, the screaming fans in the stands? It's time to make your move. All eyes on you, all hope, all heart. Because when you win for all.
Italy crosses over, shoots a 3, nothing but net. Splash from that man there, Italy. Italy just starting to stretch away from Iceland now. Skip pass.
Marinov trying to find somewhere to go. Shot clock down to 5. Top 3 is good. Stanimir Marinov knocking down the 3-point shot for Bulgaria.
Ola passes it off, jump shot, nice, and 1. You have to let the offensive player land. Safety first, look at this, gets right where he wants to. Gets another rebound, and he's on the board, and packing stats, nice. And 1 down the middle, beautiful finish and a lovely soft touch.
down in the hands of Hungary, who look to make it 4-0, but is denied at the rim.
Gibbs Jonas trying to wear down the veteran. Gibbs Jonas was important in the first win. Oh, the dunk. What a play by Dimsa. He is quietly really good, solid.
Hillerson takes his time, dunks it on your head. I told you, his great, wonderful hands and footwork around the rim. Really fantastic post player to watch.
Musa. Oh, what a step. Look at that. The Euro step. Woohoo! John and Musa.
Tupan, he loses it. Now it's a 3-on-3. Going all the way through and scoring. Voitzo. Was that through the legs of his opponent?
The Czechs need a score. Pupan crosses over, kicks it, 3 to win it. It's good! Pennica buries the 3. Is that going to be enough to win this game? There's 1.2 left.
Welcome back to Copa here for the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 qualifier between Slovenia and Finland. Here's the top scorer for Finland, an image of him taking a little sip. I'm sure it's not a cup of tea he's having on the sidelines, that's for sure. And if it is, well, I think everyone would start having cups of tea on the sidelines. He's on 13 points already. The only shots he's taken are from distance. He's 4 from 6 from three-pointers. And he continues to light things up from outside. He's on 13 points, 2 rebounds and an assist as well for Sasu Salin. On target to beat the 25 he put up against Slovenia on Friday. The veteran guard continues to just be impressive offensively. Just the speed of his release, the confidence he has in his shot has been very, very impressive. As for Slovenia, the return of Prepelic has been important. Didn't play in Friday's game, but has turned up today and certainly had an impact today. He's on 10 points, only Slovenian player in double digits. Unbelievably, 7 of those 10 points have come from the free throw line. The other 3 came from his 1 field goal from outside, 1 from 6 from the field. Prepelic, that's the 1 field goal that dropped for Prepelic. The rest are all free throws. I'm not sure they're going to come through as a highlight package for you. But he is an influential member for Slovenia, and I have a feeling they may lean on him heavily here in the second half. One note of concern maybe for Slovenia is slightly how much the players are focusing on the officials and the calls that the officials are making. Certainly Coach Sekulic has told them to not go at the officials so much and focus on what they've got to do. Finland back on the floor already, getting ready for their second half of action. Just over 5.5 minutes still to play. Just a reminder of the overall context that we sit in here in Copa today. This is Group A of the World Cup qualifiers here in Europe. This group combines Sweden, Finland, Slovenia and Croatia. And unbelievably, it's one of the closest groups in the world right now for the qualifiers. Sweden, Finland and Slovenia all sitting on exactly the same record. 2 wins, 1 loss to their name. Croatia, the poor neighbour at the moment, yet to pick up a win. They're 0-3 from their first 3 games. So what this does is this puts these 2 teams in prime position as we see Salin 13 points, Huff with 6 rebounds, and Valtonen on 4 assists. They're their statistical category leaders. But for Finland, if they can hold on and come out with a win here today, and they see Sweden beat Croatia later today, then Finland will have secured their spot in the second qualification round. However, if Slovenia are able to turn the tables here in the second half, that's a big ask as they trail by 21. Then it will be Slovenia who will be cheering on Sweden later, because if Sweden beat Croatia, it will be Slovenia that will secure their spot in the second qualification round. Here are your statistical leaders for Slovenia. Prepelic leading the way with points on 10. Blazic has the most rebounds on 4. And the big man, Toby, has the most assists with 2, which maybe tells you a little bit about how the game's going. Their guard is leading.
Here, same thing. Sasu fakes and waits. Screen it outside here because they're chasing. We look at this shot if not. And then the next one is a curl. And Hillary up and one more elbow here.
Bonifika, drugi polčas otvoremo glasno, bučno, navijačko, kolikor se bo le dalo. Damo energije slovenski reprezentanci, dvakrat vidimo danes bodo bili. 21. polčasu poskušamo loviti Fince, kolikor se bo le dalo.
Both fives heading back to the floor as we see people trying to find their friends in the stands, and we're a little bit out of practice, to be fair. Trying to find each other in crowded rooms is not something we've had to do for a while. And they both settle down as she's, I think, been told potentially she's now on the TV, but she's still trying to find her friends. As we settle down for the second half of action here in Koper. Slovenia will need to put in an amazing second half performance on both ends of the floor if they want to come away with this very important win. Second half action underway here in Koper at the halfway stage. It's Slovenia 31, Finland 52 in this World Cup qualifier. Foul's already going to be called, and guess who the player was to draw it? Klemen Prepelic. And Alex Murphy gets blown for the first foul of the second half. As he reaches in, Prepelic now throws it to the corner. They turn the ball over straight away as Prepelic tries to find Hrovat. More uncertain murmurings from the crowd with those kind of plays. The Slovenian basketball fans are some of the most educated with regards to the nuances of the game. Here comes Jandanen, hands it out to Valtonen. Now slow things down as Seppala slows it. And they are all over Salin right now. Valtonen, no good. Rebound by Murphy. He's going to kick it back out, and Finland will run their offense again. Shot clock already down to 6, though. Salin falls out of bounds with it, so it'll be Slovenia ball. Good defense there by Žiga Samar. As it hit Salin as he was standing out of bounds. That's why the possession goes towards Slovenia. Prepelic now at the top. Skips it to the corner to Hrovat. Hrovat drives in. Nice kick out. Good ball movement. Muric is closed out quickly. Goes for the score. Draws the foul. Muric will head to the free throw line for 2. Jandanen puts his hand up to take responsibility for that foul. Let's have a look at the move. Third foul for Jandanen. Second team foul of the quarter for Finland as well. Muric really struggling from the free throw line. Was shooting 83% prior to today's game. Been in the senior squad since 2011. Oh, one-hand rebound ripped down by Toby. Kicks it out to Prepelic, who drops the 3 ball. Much to the appreciation of the fans, and that's step 1 towards Slovenia fighting their way back into the game. Prepelic up to 13 points now. Hrovat's going to get called for the foul, I think. Or is it on Samar? It's on Samar off the ball as he tries to lock down Salin. He is on special defensive duties. We see a little bit of the wrestling match in that replay. Salin swinging away, trying to find some space, but Samar doing a great job to stay on top of him. Jandanen doesn't get the 3. Hrovat seals out well, and this is what Slovenia has struggled at times. That's a great box out by Gregor Hrovat. An underrated skill boxing out, particularly on the defensive end. Oh, and the flush. What a pass by Samar, but the finish is even better from Mike Toby. That gets the crowd on his feet, and he lifts his hands to the crowd to say, come on, get behind us. This is their push back into the game. The lead trimmed down to 16 now. Offensive foul called as Hrovat takes the stand against Alex Murphy. And Slovenia's starting to drag the momentum, control of the game away from Finland. It's a smart play by Hrovat, took the stand, it was enough contact. There's the lob pass to Toby. And it's great as a point guard to have a big man. Just see as that almost pressure release valve. You find some space, you can always look to the bucket and throw the lob for Toby. The crowd now back into the game. Prepelic splits the defense, slides inside, gets himself another score. He's up to 15 points, and timeout's going to be called, I think, here by Coach Detman. and his coaching staff as Prepelic gets the crowd pumped up. Splits the defense, and that leaves Finland completely exposed. Prepelic just gets the score off the glass. He's up to 15 points. Finland's lead is down to 14. A 7-0 run to start the second half for Slovenia. Just what the crowd ordered. Let's listen to this Finnish huddle. Hear what Coach Tuavi and Coach Detman have to say. Near impossible to hear exactly what was being said in that huddle, because the crowd noise and the arena PA has certainly been cranked up a few levels, getting behind their team, trying to help Slovenia back in. And a 7-0 start to the second half is exactly what Coach Sekulic will have wanted. His team have responded well to this adversity. Can they continue to fight their way back into this one? It certainly would be an exceptionally impressive comeback. Wilson now hands it off to Salin for three. Not this time, Sasu Salin. That could be a worry for Finland if his hands have dried up from range. Toby now going against Huff. He's got the mismatch he wants. Uses his strength, kicks it out. Wide open Muric. Up short, Rovat with the rebound, goes inside again, tries to draw the foul. Muric is fighting, but the rebound eventually falls to Salin, who throws a really awkward pass, but an effective one to Wilson. Technical foul's been called on the Slovenian bench as they moan at the officials again. Coach Sekulic needs to be careful. They wanted a travelling violation. The referees didn't call it, so the Slovenian bench let the officials know about it. And this is what Coach Sekulic was talking about. Focus on what you do. Take responsibility for what you can do, not what the officials are doing. Don't worry about that. You can't impact that, really. Wilson now. To Salin. Goes inside. Yandanen gets the score. And that silences the crowd down and maybe settles some Finnish nerves, as their first score of the game has taken them a little over 3 minutes. Sorry, first score of the second half has taken a little over 3 minutes. Oh, lovely pass from Prepelic inside. And Samar gets the score. Finnish lead at 15. Yandanen hands it off to Wilson. Slovenia's defense has certainly cranked up a few gears since the start of the second half. Stolen away. Rovat with the quick hands. Hands it off to Prepelic. That's a long way out from Prepelic, but he drains the three. That is a man that has unconscious, ice-cold confidence. Unreal from Klemen Prepelic. Just steps up, drains the three. He's up to 18, and what a resurgent force the Slovenian team are right now. They're within 12. Mid-range two is no good. Travelling violation called. Yandanen. Double change now for Finland as we see Murphy and Seppala come back in. Plepic from so far out. Salin offers some defense, but not tons, because he doesn't think surely he's going to shoot the ball from that range. But nothing but the bottom of the bucket for Klemen Prepelic. And the crowd are fully into it now. Foul's going to be called on Wilson, his second personal foul. Finland edging towards the penalty as well. fact, they are in the penalty now. Prepelic drives inside, kicks it to the corner. Stepped out of bounds, Hrovat. One of those frustrating plays for basketball players. Just that back foot goes backwards before you push off it to explode to the basket. It's the right call by the officials. Well, that's a tight call, but a great call. Officials get plenty of criticism. You certainly have to give them credit where credit's due. What foul? Offensive foul is going to be called, I think, as Murphy gets called for the offensive foul. Is it Hrovat again? It is. That's the second charge he's taken. He read it well. Yeah, he got the stand. It's the right call. And it's the turn of the Finnish players to start moaning at the officials. Murphy's third foul. Offensive foul, so you don't get the free throws, but they will take possession. Toby now. Hands it off to Prepelic for three. Doesn't get the roll. Quite a flat trajectory on that one from Prepelic. That's another offensive foul. Absolutely the right call. Murphy trying to take... No, you're not setting the screen like that, Alex. Come on. You can see what you've done. You've raised your hands. You've pushed into Samar as he's come past you. And that's just pure frustration. Murphy, if I'm Coach Detman, I'm taking him out of the game. Starting to lose his emotions. And at the moment, Finland need to realise they are still 12 points in the lead. It's Slovenia that are down by a double-digit figure. Finland now need to control the game. Go back to taking the emotions out of it. And that will be to the Finnish advantage. Samar for three. That one's short. Rebound pulled down by Madsen. Using one arm to wrestle Toby away and the other arm to scoop the rebound down. Madsen hands it off to Huff. Huff is going to be fouled by Hrovat. Just a second team foul of the quarter on Slovenia, though. Halfway through the third quarter. And the Slovenians have trimmed the Finnish lead down to just 12 points. They've taken 9 points off what was Finland's half-time lead. Madsen hands it back to Wilson. And that one's thrown away. As miscommunication is now rife within the Finnish team. How quickly the pendulum of momentum swings away from Finland and towards Slovenia. They are in pure ascendancy right now. This is their opportunity to truly fight back into the game. Prepelic to the basket. Kicks it out. Hrovat moves it well. Toby, awkward looking three is no good. Foul's going to be called on Samar as he fights against Madsen for the rebound. Zula comes into the game. He's there as well fighting for it. In fact, is it that Zula is going to get called for the foul? Blazic comes back into the action. Be interested to see if he's able to come straight off the bench and play at the pace and at the energy and the intensity that's currently on the floor for Slovenia. Huff now feeds Madsen. Toby being dragged away from the paint. Seppala for three, that's a big shot. Finland starting to rock on the ropes a little bit. That three from Seppala will settle some nerves. And 9 from 21 now from outside. 43% is still a phenomenal efficiency rating for the Finnish team. Hrovat, baseline drive. What are they going to call? An offensive foul. Hrovat picks up 2 quick fouls. That's his second. We'll see him head to the bench. I'm not sure how stationary the defense was there myself. Dragic will come in place of Hrovat. Certainly going to be no drop in intensity level bringing in Zoran Dragic. Almost thrown away again. Jandonen just about holds on to possession, but does, oh no he doesn't. Madsen picks it up, but the shot clock's expired before they get the shot away. Finland looked near perfect in the first half. That is certainly not the case here in the second half. The comeback from Slovenia has rocked the Finnish confidence. They're not playing in the same cohesive manner as they have for not just the first half of this game, but the vast majority of the game on Friday in Espoo. Dragic drives inside, tries to get the shot away, stumbled slightly as he got to the basket. Huff now for three. Can only put the brick up. That's an early shot to take within their shot clock. He was obviously confident, but wasn't there. Toby hands it off. Blazic just drops it in for the two. Finland's lead now at 13. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Blazic almost steals it away. He's chasing Seppälä exceptionally hard. Both teams now in the penalty. Foul's going to be called, I think, on Zoran Dragic. If that's the case, I think it's his fourth. Let's have a look. That is his fourth personal foul. That's a problem for Coach Sekulic. Yeah, I can see why the call's made. Pretty much run through the screen rather than around it. Dragic might not be happy, but it's the right call from the official. That'll be 2 free throws for Finland. Jandanen at the line for the shots. An impressive game against Slovenia on Friday. Got his double-double, 13 points and 11 rebounds. Almost jinxed him. He's averaging just shy of 80% from the free throw line in the qualifiers so far. Free throws when there's no pressure on. It's very different to free throws in a situation like this. It's the second of his 2. Blazic now up over the half, being double teamed and harassed as he does so. Drives inside to Blazic in the most calm of manners. Scoops the ball in for the easy score in the end after looking like he was going to lose it on the half. Ends up with a real high school level layup opportunity. Jandanen hands it off to Madsen. 8 left on the shot clock for Seppälä. Gets a shot away, but Toby swats it. Oh, Dragic just gives up his body to the hardwood. Salin won't get it away in time. Well, he does. Nope, they've waved it away. It was an unbelievable shot from Salin, but they've waved that one away. Let's have a look at that phase of play. You see Jandanen handing that off to Seppälä. There's the block from Toby. He chases out the shot well. And then Dragic does what Dragic does, and that's just give up every last bone of his body to the hard floor in order to get the possession, but it's stolen back. Seppälä for 3, no good. Rebound by Salin. 12-point lead for Finland now as Slovenia look to battle as hard as they can to get back into this one. 3 is good. That is ice cold from Jandanen, a 21-year-old with no fear of failure at all. Drains the wing 3, quietens the crowd here in Koper. Dragic throws the shot up as he draws the foul. And I think that's how most Slovenian fans are feeling right now. I think that body language sums things up. Maybe not the yawn so much, but the frustrated, hands on the head feel. Slovenia working hard to get their way back into this one, but they've certainly left themselves an uphill struggle. Jandanen picks up his second foul. Coach Sekulic makes the change as Mazuda comes out of the game. Into the game comes Muric instead. Double change for Finland. Out comes Jandanen and Seppälä. Little and Murphy come in. Interested to see if Alex Murphy is able. Has been able to cool down a little bit on the bench. Dragic, it's the second of his 2 after missing the first. Dragic will head to the bench as Samar comes back in. 1 minute 16 left in the third quarter. Finland's lead still at 14. Stolen away by Muric, though. Can't get the score, gets another rebound, draws the foul. Erdo Muric working so hard, leading from the front line as the captain. Timeout's going to be called. Murphy picks up his 5th foul. Only on the floor for a matter of seconds. There's the foul on the head of Muric. And that's Murphy out of the game. He certainly had a part to play, Alex Murphy, in the clutch stages of the game on Friday. So be interesting to see how his absence affects Finland in the business end of the game here. Muric missing the first of his 2. Slovenia not shooting well, particularly from the free throw line today. Hits the second, that makes them 11 from 19. Imagine if they were closer to 80%. The lead would now be single digits easily. Valtonen hands it back to Salin. They'll slow it down. Valtonen now. Elbow jumper, no good. The defense is strong. Blazic. Oh, throws it away. Valtonen read that one easily. Salin hands it back. Valtonen inside. They'll slow it down and run the offense. Plenty of time to work with. Palami onto the wing. Shot up. It's no good. And that's going to be a jump ball, I think, as the officials can't decide who that's come off as it's fallen out of bounds. Let's have a look at a replay. Yeah, they both kind of had hold of the ball as they hit the ground out off the court. It's the right call by the official. Possession arrow points in favour of Finland, so they'll take control of it on the baseline. Shot clock at 14 for them to work with. Little slides inside, gets the score. Madsen doing a great job of sealing Toby out of the way, stopping him from defending the rim. Finland's lead back up to 15. Slovenia will have the final 11 seconds of this third quarter to work with if they want it. Muric now. Back to Prepelic. He'll shoot the 3. No good this time. Time to get another one away. Is there? No, there's not. That's the end of the third quarter here in Koper in Slovenia. What a third quarter of action. Absolutely breathtaking. 3 quarters down, and it's Slovenia 49, Finland 64. As you can see, Finland still shooting the ball well. Their percentage is starting to slip. Slovenia's percentage is starting to go up as we get to the climax of this big game here. Here are some of the best plays from that third quarter of action. Prepelic lighting it up straight away from a long, long way downtown. And Klemen Prepelic has been one of the difference makers here today. Slovenia still not putting in the performance they would have liked to, particularly on their home floor. Plenty of mistakes, plenty of distractions, not focusing in on their own performance, but on extraneous elements such as the officials. That's what's really part of the reason they're now down by 15 points. That said, the third quarter they battled hard, reduced Finland's lead by 6, but have they left themselves a mountain to climb in the fourth quarter? Can they overcome a 15-point deficit in just 10 minutes? Watching that shot from Prepelic, they certainly can score in a hurry, so I don't think it's necessarily a done deal here, but it's certainly a big ask. A team that's only scored 49 points in the first 3 quarters are likely going to have to come out with a near 30-point, if not more, quarter. They're going to have to accelerate their offensive output pretty much instantly in the fourth quarter. QR code on your screen if you want to download the World Cup Qualifiers app, available on pretty much every single device, so please do that. It's a good companion to have. Both teams coming back out onto the floor for the final quarter of action. Remember, this is the last game in this qualification window for both of these teams. Fourth quarter action underway here in this FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 qualifier between Slovenia and Finland. 3/4 of the way through. Finland leading this one 64-49. Dimets, I think, is fouled in the early exchanges. And the pass inside. In fact, no, Žiga Dimets has been called for an offensive foul, just hooking a little out of the way. And they're the kind of mistakes that Slovenia certainly can't afford at this stage. Blazic is going to get called for a foul. 2 fouls in the first 17 seconds of the final quarter. Little now at the top with possession. Strong drive to the basket, gets the score. Valtonen just barreling his way as his teammates flex on the bench for him. Draws the foul from Dimets. Shot fake. Quick move to the basket before the defense can rotate to help. Muric buying the shot fake, really throwing his teammates under the bus. Madsen flexing for Valtonen on the free throw line. As Dimets picks up his 4th foul, Finland now back up to an 18-point lead. Slovenia really can't afford many more slip-ups in this quarter. Prepelic throws the pass to the other side of the paint, puts his hand up and says, yep, that one's on me. And that's a big part for me of that performance culture. When you make a mistake, you put your hand up. As Blazic again fouls, and just like that, Slovenia are now going to be in the penalty. I'm not sure if Blazic is trying to foul himself out so he doesn't have to be part of the game anymore. Seems strange that he's done it. Prepelic head in his hands as he heads to the bench. Pass inside, offensive foul is going to be called as Hrovat takes his 3rd charge of the game. Murphy just rolling round straight into Hrovat. It's the right call. Great defensive play by Gregor Hrovat. Not something you can particularly teach players, to be able to take that stand, that charge, to read the game in a way that you understand where players are moving and how you can get in the way. Oh, a great little drive to the bucket from Samar. Just read that the paint was open and was ready to be exploited. Trims the Finnish lead to 16 now. Samar up to 4 points. Valtonen comes back out to Murphy. Finland happy to take their time. Little from way downtown hits the 3. Shot clock expiring, and Miro Little just bangs some nails into the coffin of Slovenia here. 19-point lead now. Hrovat drives inside, comes back out. Shot's no good from Muric. Finland have been so impressive again today. Combination of some of the youngsters and some of the veteran players as Palami heads to the bench and another youngster, and Jandanen comes in. The combination is unreal, to be fair. Works exceptionally well as Dimets will head to the free throw line. Finnish basketball has been on the rise really since Coach Detman took over in 2004. They've now established themselves purely as a powerhouse in European basketball. There's no team in Europe that I think looks forward to facing Finland. You know you're in for a battle. You know you're going to be exhausted at the end of the game. They run a deep rotation. They trust anyone within their 12 when they come on the floor that they're going to put it all in. Oh, Little throws it away. A little bit overconfident there from Miro Little. 18-point lead now for Finland. 8 minutes to play. Pass inside to Dimets. What's the call? If it's an offensive foul, I think it's the 5th foul on Žiga Dimets. Let's have a look. Can't see his feet. That's the only thing that I could call. He's in the charge zone, you know. His right heel was in the restricted area, so it can't be a charge. But unfortunately for Žiga Dimets, it is tough for the officials to see that in real time. And he's on the wrong side of a call. Thrown in off Blazic because the time is running out. Falls back into the hands of Samar. No good. A triple team on the full court from Slovenia. Leaves plenty of space back at home, but they're not able to capitalize on it. Finland as Blazic comes back the other way. Foul is drawn. That'll be a sideline possession for Slovenia. 13th foul of the quarter for Finland, as Murphy puts his hands towards the ceiling to accept the foul. Blazic knows he shouldn't have dropped it off to Muric. He should have taken the shot. Murphy picks up his 3rd foul. Timeout called here in Koper. Slovenia call the timeout. They trail by 18. 7 minutes and 36 seconds remaining. We're going to see if we can jump into that Slovenian huddle and listen to Coach Sekulic. Slovenia really do have a mountain to climb now in a little over 7.5 minutes. They've got an 18-point deficit to fight back from. It feels like it's a step too far, and you might write them off if it wasn't Slovenia that we were talking about, and the amount of talent they have on the floor is a little coming together here in the paint between Muric and Jandanen. There's the pass inside to Toby. He hands it off to Blazic. Blazic draws the foul. Will make his way to the free throw line. Both teams now into the penalty. So the next 7.5 minutes could feature a huge number of free throws, to be fair. Toby dumps it into Blazic. It's Murphy with another foul. That's his 4th. He may be joining Žiga Dimets, fouling out of the game. Blazic hits the first of his 2. Just his 6th point in the game. Has 4 rebounds as well, though, Jaka Blazic. Can't get the extra one. And I think he left the free throw line too soon. So Finland's lead still sits at 17 points. As Klemen Prepelic comes back in, and it's getting close to the last rolls of the dice for Coach Sekulic in Slovenia. As Krova heads to the bench. Almost stolen away. Good hands by Blazic, but Sepala is on top of things. To Murphy, inside against Toby. Good defense by Toby. Just plays straight up and down. Prepelic into the run to Toby on the flush. And the big man gets out in transition and is rewarded with the pass from Prepelic. Toby now into double digits, 5 from 10 from the field for his 11 points. Sepala. Little hesitation, slides inside, no good. Rebound is a scramble on the floor. Prepelic falls on top of it. Foul's going to be, sorry, Muric does. Foul's going to be called, I think. As the fouled out Žiga Dimec watches on from the bench. Let's have a look at the replay. And the fight for the rebound once again goes to the floor. And yeah, Muric ties up the ball, wraps his arms around it. So pretty much Finland have no choice but to foul him. It's unlikely they're going to lock the ball down without fouling him. Yeah, Antonen called for his second foul. And because Finland are in the penalty, I think that will send Muric to the line. Salin comes out of the game. Palami comes back in. Muric misses his free throw and has been a bit of a nightmare night for Slovenia from the free throw line. They're currently 13 from 24, 44%. So they've missed 11 free throws and they trail by 15. That gives you a real insight into the game here. Muric connects with the second. Finland's lead just slightly cut back now to 14. Foul called on Prepelic. Prepelic frustrated with himself there, I think. An unnecessary foul. It's always going to be near impossible to steal the ball away from that position, as you can tell by Prepelic's reaction. Huff at the line now for 2 shots. Extends Finland's lead back out again as Coach Detman, alongside his protege, Coach Tuavi, have potentially mastermind back-to-back wins against the reigning Eurobasket champions, the team that finished in 4th place at the recent Olympics. That is a huge coup for Finland. Samar now. Drives through, and just the speed of the way he cuts to the basket creates the space for him. Almost stolen away. Palami with an unbelievable handle. Keeps himself out of trouble. Seppälä to Palami. Won't take the shot. Comes back out instead. Huff fakes the 3. Gets Muric in the air. Goes inside. Doesn't get the score. Rebound pulled down by Samar. And a smart play by the young player. Draws the foul. And this is what Slovenia need. They need to be getting the scoreboard ticking over without the clock moving. The clock is Slovenia's enemy right now. And that's a rookie mistake, really, from Jandanen. Didn't need to reach in, shouldn't have reached in. As Samar heads all the way down the other end of the floor to 2 free throws. Hits the first. 6 minutes left on the game clock here. Rautanen's come into the game and Jandanen's headed out. Not sure if he's injured. It's the second as well. And these are worrying signs for Finland. Their lead is now just at 12. Huff hands it off to Seppälä. Madsen will slow it down. And they'll run the shot clock down as low as they can, I'm sure. Valtonen hands it back to Madsen. Not on target, and no one from Finland crashing the board, primarily because I imagine that's Madsen's primary job, to crash the board. And he was busy taking the shot. Samar kicks it out. Blazic for 3. Oh, that is a big shot from Jakub Blazic. That brings the Finnish lead down to single digits, pushes Coach Detman into the timeout. As Slovenia's resurrection, their resurgence, is in full force now. Have they left it too late, though? Can they get back into this game? Can they come away with the win? They trail by 21 at the half. They trail by just 9 points. 5:24 to go. Let's try and see if we can listen into the Finnish huddle.
After that, let's go a few times. The next one, counter. Normal push or pass. Because active. They boulders are ready to attack the reach. Ready to attack the reach. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go.
Plenty of information imparted in the Finnish huddle. Still on Slovenia though. And for me, that's would be part of the timeout I would have taken, making it clear we're in the lead. We are in control of the fate of this game right now. It's ours to lose if I'm Finland. Yes, Slovenia are playing much better basketball, and they're fully engaged now. And he slid out of bounds. Valtonen really not where he wants to come for possession. He needs to flash away rather than towards. And his foot slides, his left foot slides out of bounds. Good call by the officials. Another turnover and another opportunity for Slovenia to get back in the game. Muric for three, but it's blocked. Picks up a loose ball, goes inside, can't get the score. The fight for the rebound by Toby is won, and he'll get the score instead. Finland's lead is now just 7 points. The crowd and the noise in the arena is gradually lifting. This is what we've missed. Look at the fans bouncing in the bleachers as Toby fights for that offensive rebound. It's the fans that make this game the thing we love so much. It's great to have the noise back here. Madsen against Toby. He's gonna have to find a pass. Does so to Wilson. Shot clock at 4. Wilson fakes a three, drives inside. High off the glass, no good. Prepelic picks up the rebound. Gives it out. Muric for three. Not this time. Is he going to get the rebound? He's not. It's out of bounds, and Muric continues to try and shoot that ball. He's struggled all night with his jump shot. It's not been a vintage performance from the Slovenian captain as he crashes into the advertising boards. Finland will take possession. They still lead by 7. Leandonen hands it off to Valtonen. Valtonen just drives in strong, doesn't get the score. Muric, that's what he has done today. Battled hard on the boards. That's his 10th rebound of the game. Erdem Muric. Samar now. To Prepelic for the three. Oh, it's only a brick. It's great defense offered up. I think it was Jandonen who chased it out. And the crowd continue to get involved. Wilson hands it off. Foul's going to be called on Prepelic. He's not happy with the call. I think I've said that about 20 or 30 times to the Slovenian players today. Third foul on Prepelic. That will send Finland to the free throw line. Both teams have been in the penalty for the majority of this quarter. Jandonen will head to the free throw line for 2 shots as Seppala comes into the game. Wilson takes a seat on the bench. Ice cold from the free throw line. Hits both. Finland's lead back up to 9. Prepelic against Salin. Turns the corner, drives inside, hands it off, and Toby flushes it with 2 hands. Great big man, little man combo, and I do like it when Prepelic and Toby work together so closely. I think they're so impressive offensively. Toby's going to get called for the foul. This time again on Jandonen. Unbelievably, Toby's first foul of the game. As he just grabs hold of Jandonen as he slides down the lane for the pass from Salin. Once again, connects from the free throw line, and he looks so relaxed, it's unreal. Taking all the pressure on his shoulders. Do bear in mind he is just 21 years old. Mikael Jandanen hits the second, takes his personal tally to 17 points now. And once again, the Finnish lead extends back up to 9. Samar hands it off. Wonderful play by Ziga Samar. Jandanen again up over the half against Muric, goes against Toby, has to kick it back out. They'll run the shot clock down. They don't need to take early shots. They do still need to get some scores before the end of the game, but they certainly don't need early shots. Salim, step back, can't get the shot away, has to throw up a prayer instead, and Toby will scoop up the loose ball. Blazic for 3. Oh my goodness me! Hits the big 3 in the face of Salim. And Finland's lead is now just 4 points. Edge of your seat stuff here in Koper. Offensive foul called on half as the ad boards collapse in front of the Slovenian bench. They're so excited by the play that they've come too far forward, and all of the advertising boards in front of the Slovenian bench are now face down on the floor. In fact, Salim called for the foul. It's his 3rd foul. 4-point lead for Finland. Let's have a look at the replay. Can't really see from there. But you'll see the ad boards fall over though. You just saw the start of the ad boards falling over. And the fans are on their feet. The noise levels are through the roof here in the arena. 2 minutes 26 to play. As Hrova, I think, is trying to help fix the ad boards right now. Some poor technician is having a nightmare watching those ad boards hit the floor. But we've got a halt to play whilst they're fixed. Obviously, the safety of everyone concerned is of paramount importance, so they need to be secured. But the noise is a wonderful thing. It warms your soul if you're a basketball purist, if you've loved the game. It's wonderful to have the fans involved again. It's going to be an official's timeout so they can sort out the advertising boards and make sure that they're fully safe. So the players will head back to their benches and the coaches will get a free timeout. I'm not sure whose hands that plays into. Probably Finland slightly more, as the momentum and the energy in the arena will greatly reduce because of this halt to play. Both teams utilising this timeout though. The ad boards are back on. I presume it's just making sure that they're being kept safe. Here's a replay watching Hrova, well, about a dozen Slovenian players and officials falling through the advertising board through their enthusiasm for the defensive stand that their teammate took. Let's listen into this Slovenian huddle right now. Both teams are back on the floor, ready to go. Got the moves being thrown in the bleachers as they are on the floor. Here's some of the big plays of the last few possessions as the passes from Samar and the 3, the facial 3 from Blazic. There is no more defense that Salim can play, and we're back underway. 2 minutes 20 to go. Finland lead by 4, but Slovenia have battled their way into it. Prepelic for 3, not this time. Blazic fighting for the rebound. But once again, it's Jandanen coming up with the big play for Finland. Huff under the bucket, can't get the score. Gets his own rebound though, but throws it away. Muric intercepts. Prepelic now at the top. Throws it to the wing. 10 seconds for Slovenia to work with. Prepelic goes inside. Blazic, he'll have to take the shot. The shot clock's running down. Prepelic tries to get it away. It's going to be a traveling violation on Klemen Prepelic. He's saying he let go of the ball. The officials are saying you didn't. You went up and came down with possession. Turnover, and it'll be Finland's ball. And I think a lot of us are feeling that way now. The nerves must be so high in the arena. 4-point lead, 90 seconds to play. Thrown inside, kicked back out. Salim for three. Not this time, he's been so prolific, but it's knocked back to Huff. They'll go again. Seppala, long way out, three. Oh, that is ice cold. How much of a killer blow will that be? No thoughts in his mind other than to step up and hit the absolutely mammoth three from downtown. Ilali Seppala drains the clutch three, pushes Coach Sekulic into a timeout. They now lead by 7. Is that too much for Slovenia to come back from? 1 minute 11 to play. Let's check out how Coach Sekulic plans to win this one. A little over a minute to play. This is quite an ask for Slovenia. They trail by 7. Finland have struggled in the second half, but they're holding off. The last stand now for Finland for the last minute and 11 seconds. Prepelic with possession inside to Toby against Salim. Gets the score, and that is straight off the coach's clipboard. That is a move that's drawn out and executed to perfection. Salim now, they'll slow the game down. They don't want to take an early shot. Toby up to 17 points for Slovenia now. Another big game by the big man. Seppala turns the corner, wants to create the space and the separation for the shot. Crossover, drives to the bucket, gets the shot away, doesn't get the score. Muric brings down, oh, and is fouled. That's going to be a blocking foul on Salim. That's going to send Prepelic to the free throw line, I think. It's a 5-point lead now. Are the officials going to review that to see if it's an unsportsmanlike from Sasu Salim? Not sure if they are. Third foul on Salim. Prepelic will head to the free throw line, whichever way this one goes. They are going to go to the review. Do the officials consider this to be an a foul, so Prepelic will head to the line for 2 free throws instead of free throws and possession. Huff had just got back far enough, I believe, to save Salim from that unsportsmanlike foul. 38.6 seconds to play, and at the halfway stage, this game looked like it was almost done. Finland led by 21 points. You almost chalk this one down in the history books. But Slovenia, a different Slovenia, turned up in this second half. A determined, motivated, more focused Slovenian team came back to the floor. And this is why the game is now in the balance. Prepelic up to 19 points. Perfect 8 from 8 from the free throw line. Gets the 9th as well, and the Finnish lead is down to 1 possession. A 3-point lead for Finland, 76 to Slovenia, 79 to Finland, 38.6 seconds to play. Finland make the change, Huff out, Wilson in. And this is where the coaches and the players earn their legendary status, where they create their legacy in these types of games. Seppala now, they need to get it up over the half. They do so to Salin. He hands it off and it's stripped away, but Toby's going to get called for the foul. I don't mind that for Mike Toby if I'm Coach Sekulic for Slovenia. You don't want to give up the easy 2 points. Make Valtonen go and earn them. Make him earn them at the free throw line, and Coach Tuavi is now swapping Wilson and Huff. Wilson will play offense, Huff will play defense. And they'll rotate in and out as freely as the coach can. Valtonen, pressure on. Ice cold once again. Maybe that's the weather in Finland. Pulsing through his veins. The beautiful Finnish snow keeps them ice cold. Hits both, takes his personal tally to 10. Timeout called. Finnish lead up to 5. And the pressure and the edge of your seat feel to the game continues. 29.3 seconds to go. It's Slovenia 76, Finland 81. What looked like a done deal at the half has turned into an absolute barnstormer here in the 4th quarter. Let's listen to Coach Sekulic. And now it's just down to the players to execute exactly what Coach Sekulic has drawn up on the coach's board. There's no two ways about it that he has the talent on his roster to execute any play he draws. You have a feeling it will be either, well, probably Prepelic, maybe inside to Toby. It's in the hands of Prepelic. Going to drive to the bucket, gets through, draws some contact, no foul called. Prepelic reaches in. He's made quite hard contact himself. I wouldn't be surprised if the officials look for a review of that. Valtonen is back upright after taking a shot to the face. Prepelic picks up his 4th foul. Valtonen will walk the length of the floor to take free throws. He hit his last 2. So maybe not the best player for Prepelic to foul, particularly as he clearly did it in anger and frustration because he thought he should have had a foul called. As we see some Slovenian fans thinking that might be the end of the game, I think it might be slightly premature. 23.5 seconds to play is a long time in any basketball game, let alone a basketball game that has this level of talent on show. Scores the first, misses the second. Toby with the rebound. Samar now brings it up over the half. They've got to move quickly, that's for sure. Samar hands it off to Prepelic. Hits the 3, does he? No, not this time. That could be the end of the game. Muric tries to save it, does so to Samar. Blazic for 3. That one's good. That one keeps it slightly alive. A 3-point ball game. 6.9 seconds to play. Timeout's going to be called, I think, as Blazic keeps the tie alive with that huge shot from the corner. That's his second big 3 of the game from there. Finland call the timeout, 6.9 seconds. I presume Finland will advance the ball up over the half as well. That would be a smart move. The shot clock's out of the game now, so they don't have to worry about losing the 10 seconds off the shot clock for advancing. They'll move the ball over the halfway, slightly protecting it. And from Slovenia's perspective, the first rule when they come back is no foul. I think they can't afford to foul, even though they'll want to. If they foul, I feel the game's over. Finland only really need to hit one of their 2 free throws, and that will be the game pretty much done. So for Slovenia, it's defensive intensity and try and steal the ball as hard as you can. I'll be interested to see if they do look to go to foul straight away or not. They might be looking to try and leave the worst free throw shooter open. I'm not sure who you'd class the worst free throw shooter on Finland's team to be, though they've shot the ball well, and we see an image of Salin, some of the best shooters in the world on this roster right now. So let's see how they play at Slovenia. Do they give it a second to try and steal, or do they foul almost instantly? Ideally for them, they'd want to try and stop the inbound altogether and get a 5-second violation on the wing, if they can. Offensive foul called. Samar knocked to the floor. Who's that called on? Is it Valtonen? Let's have a look. And Samar takes a shoulder from Valtonen. Samar set himself up for it, but Valtonen just walked through it. 6.9 seconds to go. What can Slovenia do? Prepelic, no better man to have the ball in his hands. Puts the 3 up. Klemen Prepelic, no good. And I think Finland will come away with the win. The buzzer has sounded, but I think the whistle went before the buzzer sounded. Prepelic got the shot away. They're going to look at the replay, I think primarily for the clock. As we see Valtonen on the floor holding his shoulder, looks in a huge amount of pain. Officials are going to the replay. Looks like there might be a second on the clock, but if Valtonen's been fouled, let's have a look. This is Prepelic bringing it up. Gets the shot away. Good defense by Salin. Rebound down by Valtonen. That looks pretty clean, to be fair, from Muric, but Valtonen holds his shoulder because it's been pulled. Oh no, there's the foul on the wrist. It's a great call by the official. Muric pulled on his arm. But they want to look at the clock, really, when the foul was blown. There, not sure you can make the clock out from that angle. A little over a second to play, but if that is a foul, Valtonen's going to head to the other end. If he hits one of his 2, that kills the game. Let's have a look. 1.2 seconds, I think they're saying. 1.2 seconds put onto the clock. Muric is arguing that he got all ball. He absolutely didn't. Both himself and Prepelic fouled. They didn't take all ball, they got arms. You can watch the replay later and see the video evidence. Valtonen will head all the way to the other end of the floor. In fact, Huff's going to come in because Valtonen's gone off injured. Huff will take the free throws. If he hits one, that's the game done. And he hits the game winner. That secures Finland the win. There's no way back for Slovenia. Back-to-back wins for Finland over Slovenia. What a result. Plenty of smiles, understandably, for the Finnish players. Huff misses the second. Toby will throw the Hail Mary. But that is the end of the game here in Koppa. And another historic win for a very impressive Finnish team. The coaches shake hands on the half. It has been a real battle. An exceptionally interesting game of basketball. Remember, Finland led by 21 at the half. They run out just on 4-point winners. The final score here in Koppa is Slovenia 79, Finland 83.
2023 with 83 to 79. Za Finsko 17 točka, Mikael Jantunen.
Well, that game was shaping out to be very one-sided at the half, and Slovenia just lit things up in the second half. They did everything they could to fight their way back into it, but unfortunately for them, they left themselves too much of a mountain to climb in those 20 minutes. Here are your stats from the game, and as you can see, pretty close. It was Finland's turnovers in that second half that caused them problems, ending up with 22 turnovers. But what a game we've had here in Koper. An amazing game for the neutral to watch. Top scorer was Prepelic with 20 for Slovenia, but Finland were led by the young man Jantanen. Seppälä also had 13. Salin had 13, but Jantanen with 17 is their top scorer. Here are some of the highlight plays from that second half of action, and what a second half we've had. I'm sitting here slightly out of breath, if I'm honest. An unbelievable performance, and to be honest, a tribute to both teams really putting on a show here in Koper. The fans have certainly enjoyed it if the result didn't go the way the majority of them would have wanted. But to give you an idea, that Finland led by 21 at the half, and they've only ended up winning by 4. If you look at the second half break, Finland were held to just 12 points in the third quarter, held to 19 points in the fourth quarter, and Slovenia poured in 30 points in that fourth quarter. That's only 1 point less than they scored in the whole of the first half. So a phenomenal effort from Slovenia, but the problem is they left themselves too much of a mountain to climb. Once again, it's the team of Finland that comes away with the win. Back-to-back wins over Slovenia is a real credit to this Finnish team. Mikael Jantanen led them today in scoring 17 points and 5 rebounds. 4 other players in double digits. Both Seppälä and Salin had 13 points. Valtonen had 11 points and Sean Huff had 10. Sean Huff also led them in rebounding with 8 rebounds. As for Slovenia, well, their leader on the offensive end was a returning Klemen Prepelic. He had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. 2 other players in double digits. The big man Mike Toby just missed a consistency. Another double-double for him. 17 points and 10 rebounds. And Jakub Lazic, who turned up with a couple of big threes in that second half, ends the game with 15 points and 4 rebounds. So both of these teams entered the game with the same record, 2 wins, 1 loss. For Finland, they now move to a 3-win, 1-loss record, while Slovenia dropped down to a 500 record of 2 wins and 2 losses. All Finnish eyes will now move forward to this evening's game, where Croatia will take on Sweden. And if Sweden can come away with the win, then Finland's movement and advancement through to the second qualifying round is confirmed. For Slovenia, they'll have to wait. They'll have to wait for the final window. And eyes will now turn to that final window, I'm sure of it. For Slovenia, they'll face Croatia at home and Sweden away, whilst Finland will face Sweden at home and Croatia away. That final qualification window in the first round of qualifiers takes place across the weekend that bridges June and July this year. Here's the group standings at the moment. Finland top the table, 3 wins, 1 loss. Slovenia just behind them. Sweden, Croatia to play it out later today. If Sweden win, both themselves and Finland will have secured progression to the second qualification round, leaving just 1 spot left. But what a game we've had here in Koper. It looked like it was going to be one-sided, but the final score is a lot closer. Final score here is Slovenia 79, Finland 83, an absolute classic of World Cup qualifiers. More qualifiers ahead shortly. I hope you've enjoyed it. We'll see you all soon.